here in DuQuoin. 71 degrees in St. John's, and the forecast for tonight calling for clear skies in DuQuoin. Low near 58 sunshine for your Monday. High near 84 Monday night. Clear skies, low near 61 sunshine on Tuesday with a high near 86. Travis House here at the mic right now, and it's been several years since I have shouted into this microphone. And a bittersweet time. I was outside with my girlfriend Laura just a few moments ago, and I was telling her that for one final time to be with some of the old people from back in the day. Dave Jewell, I'm so glad, and I was so glad when Dave texted me the other day and said that he was going to be able to make it down. Didn't know that Jeff was going to be out here tonight, but it's kind of a little bit of a reunion. As we were coming into DuQuoin, Dave called me and asked if we could stop by the hotel and pick him up. And as we were pulling into the radio station here, there was a car sitting to exit onto Highway 51. And Dave says, "Is that a police officer?" Well, as we get closer, it is a listener who actually came out here to the radio station, Shirley Bigham from DuQuoin or Pinckneyville, just devastated that this radio station is going off the air. She brought out some doilies, or is it pot holders and hand towels, and asked that we all take one, and every time we wash our hands. Yeah, Eric's showing that over to the camera, so if you're watching on Facebook, you might be able to see that. But anyway, she asked for us to use those hand towels when we wash our hands. And that just really touched me to know that Dave and I used to joke many years ago, nobody listened to the station, and, we had 2 or 3 listeners a night. But, Dave, we learned over the years, people did listen to this radio station. People listened at FM 95.9 and AM 1580. And, Dave, you can attest to this, but we realized that when you took over the morning show. And we made jokes for years about how nobody listened, but going around town and in the community, we realized people did listen to this radio station. And let me tell you this, Dave and I have been friends for a long time. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, I started delivering newspapers for the DuQuoin Evening Call. And Gary Showalter was on my paper route. It was about the time that he was getting sick, and Gene would drive him home every day in that little gray Blazer. Dave, you remember the gray Blazer Gene used to have? Would bring him home, take him out in his wheelchair, and take him inside. And this is about the time that I was starting to get interested in radio. I was 9 or 10 years old, and I would talk to Gene every day. And I would ask him, about how radio works, and he would always talk to me, and he was always so diligent and honest and forthcoming. And as I grew older, I started working in radio at a couple of other stations in the area, and some events had happened that I had to leave those stations, and I came out here, and I talked to Gene. Dave probably remembers this, and he said, "Well, when can you start?" And I said, "Tomorrow night." And that's where my career started with WDQN in 1996 on the air. However, Dave and I had been friends for many years before that, and I came out here in the evening before I could even drive. My mom would bring me out. We would sign off at 11 o'clock, and Dave would take me home. I was in high school. And we had a lot of fun out here over those years. Dave, we've done a lot of crazy things out here.
7-second delay.
Stratego Society.
Oh, too much. Oh, no.
The Candles.
Candles.
Moody
smoking,
Blues music.
Pipe smoking.
Pipe smoking.
Cigar smoking.
Yes, cigar smoking. Phone felony.
Yeah, we did a lot of died the statute of limitations are kicking in.
Anyway.
A lot of fun.
My point is this. This radio station has been a part of this community for over 60 years. Even though Dave and I have left and moved on to other Had to turn the pot down there. The automation kicked in. Even though Dave and I have left and Jeff Blair has left and went our own separate ways, we all still have the connection to this radio station. And that is a very, it's a sobering moment when you realize that I work in Mount Vernon now, and I listen to WDQN when I can start to pick it up about West Frankfort, and I listen all the way to Mount Vernon every morning. And you just don't realize, by the way, we're not going to be off at 10.
Yeah, no, we're probably 10.
We're going past 10. We're going past 10 o'clock now. But
we're done when we're done.
I am so privileged to have been a part of this radio station, to have been a part of the memories that Dave and I and Jeff Blair, Colin have put into this radio station. Dave and I put a lot of time into WDQN, AM and FM. And this was Dave's passion.
When did this turn into about me?
My point being, this is more than a radio station. I think everybody that is out here tonight shares the exact same feelings that I do. It is not just a radio station. It was part of our lives. It was a part of our lives for many years. And all I can say is thank you to all of our listeners over the years, the employees, and as Jean, I was telling Dave on the way out here, as Jean was in the hospital in Carbondale, my girlfriend Laura and I went and saw Jean 3 or 4 different times. And Jean was truly committed to this radio station. He was truly committed to this radio station. And we are very thankful for that. We are thankful for the things that, yeah, we all talked about the things we needed to change out here and the way things needed to be updated. But after listening to Colin's tribute, I realize now more than ever that the importance of live local radio. I can tell you we are the only station in Southern Illinois right now that actually has a live person sitting in this chair. The only station.
For sure.
So we're going to play some music. I guess we're going to play another song before we go off.
Why not?
Dave says keep going. He wants to go all night. But thank you to everyone that has supported us over the years at this radio station. It is truly our passion and our privilege to have been here for you through all the difficult times, good and bad. So for one final time, this is Travis House. It's 10:03, 71 degrees still in St. John's. And for the last time, I will say, this is WDQN DuQuoin, AM 1580, the weekend difference.
Broadcasting Company.
We're sorry for that technical difficulty. I don't touch tape. I mean, I touch tape. I don't touch computers. And we're not signing off yet. So this is Dave Jewell. And it's 10:05 and we're still on the air for a little while because we can't let go of the old girl. And we're broadcasting live on Facebook. If you're Facebook friends with Colin Dorsey, you can see it on Colin's channel. Or if you're friends with WDQN's Facebook page, you can see it there. And I looked over there a little while ago, and there was nearing 100 people. 88 now, and there's about 27 now over here. Man, this is a dream come true. This is a dream come true. And by the way, you are listening to AM 1580, WDQN DuQuoin, a service of the DuQuoin Broadcasting Company.
We're still at full power. You can probably hear us.
We're still at, hey, full power AM, baby. All right. My name is Dave Jewell. I worked here from 1989 to 1998. I currently live in Momence, Illinois, which is in eastern Kankakee County. I am a pastor of Our Savior Lutheran Church, a congregation of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. I've been there for a little over 10 years. I left here in 1998 to go to seminary in Fort Wayne, Indiana, graduated in 2002, and I've been doing that for the last almost 15 years. But I can't let go of the old girl. And when I heard Colin say that the Showalter family was ready to close and turn out the light, I wanted to come home and say goodbye to her. And for some reason, a few of my friends came along too. And we're all out here to say goodbye to her together. How many of you at home have one of these?
I've got one.
How many of you at home got one of these? Looky here. Colin found it in the bathroom and it's full of crud. Look at the bottom of that thing, which pretty much describes 3.5 years of the morning show.
The same stuff that was in there in 1998.
Oh, don't get me started. But this is the little mug. I want to take some time now and not play music and talk for a little bit because I have some stories to tell. Good stories, clean stories. Stay tuned. That's my text. Who just texted me? Probably saying, shut up and play the music. Okay. That was my wife. All right, so where was I? The Showalter family bought a bunch of these. In fact, Greg made the order for these. All those years ago, he made the orders for those. That's one side of it. Show him the other side, Colin. There it is. He made the order for those. I will always be grateful to the Showalter family for doing those. We gave those away for, how long did we give those away, Jeff? Well over a year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, at least.
Well over a year. They bought a bunch and people were coming out here. People were coming out here with food to bribe me.
Which was always welcome.
Which was always welcome, because I told people, and I agree 100% to this day, whenever we gave away anything on this radio station, we didn't do it to try to bribe you for your listenership. I always said, how many consecutive Thursdays did I do that wasn't a $1,000 Thursday? We didn't believe in $1,000 Thursdays at this radio station. We didn't believe in that, because we were not going to bribe you to listen. We wanted you to listen. And maybe you get to pick up one of these free coffee mugs. And people did. And people still tell me to this day, I have my mug and I drink coffee out of it every morning. My good friend Matt Bentley, who was on this show every Monday and Friday for years and drove the phone bill up here crazy, because at the time he was living in Houston, Texas. He's now in Stamford, Connecticut. He still drinks coffee out of this every morning. And he's very proud of this mug. And I'm very proud of this mug. And I'm very proud of the First Family of Broadcasting, the Showalter family, for buying these mugs. They went above and beyond the call of duty. They didn't have to do this. They were known for being spendthrifts a little bit. Just thrifty. And that's okay. Being thrifty is okay. But the difference on here, I read a book on branding about 1996. There was a short period in my life when I thought I could be an after-dinner speaker. It lasted about 15 seconds. And I remember going over and speaking to someone in Pinckneyville about branding and the importance of branding. And you got to have a brand. And I said, this station needs a brand. And the brand was, we're going to be the difference, because we're making a difference in radio. We're still local. And after the Telecommunications Bill of 1996, when radio was deregulated and we looked around and everybody was being bought out, people that I knew and respected in this business were being terminated and found work elsewhere, and everyone was buying everyone else. No one bought this place. And at the time, being a fool that I was at 24, I was thinking, oh, I'm but then I realized why. Because this station was meant to be the difference.
That's right.
This station was meant to be the difference. And I'll tell you another story. Some of you in this room remember a guy who used to work at a local radio station whose call letters I won't mention, but they rhyme with WCIL. Okay? And his name is John Riley. John Riley had a very popular morning show here. Very occasionally, while I was doing the morning show, I would call John, and he would let me on his show as Hank Hill. And I'd go, WCIL weather for today, tell you what. Just do that. He let me on the air. Well, at any rate, I was out at the fairgrounds during the state fair one time, and the CIL used to broadcast live from the fair every year. And I kind of made a comment to John about, well, here I go to go cover the harness races again, for all 18 people that want to listen. And John Riley stopped me in my tracks and he said, Dave, you're serving your audience. There's nothing wrong with that. We serve our audience and you serve your audience. And we both do a good job at what we do. And John Riley that day set me straight. And I appreciate that very much. He's now in Peoria, by the way. How do I know all this? It's called Facebook. It's a wonderful thing. We had some really wonderful people who worked here, some wonderful people that listened here. One of them I thought was a cop. I thought was a cop. I was like, oh, they're going to stop me from coming in here. No. Y'all really care for us, and that's a good thing. Wow. Okay. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Who hasn't gone yet?
Everybody had a turn?
Left the same one.
Jeff's had a turn. You've had a turn. You've had a turn. You've had a turn. Everybody's had a turn. I tell you what, because my ego is so big, why don't we play a quick round of Ask Me Anything about the radio station? This is if you ever wanted to ask me anything within the bounds of good taste without slander, I'll be happy to tell you about it. I'm just curious to know if you what you want to know about something.
Can we open the phone lines?
No, we're not going to open the phone lines. There's no one listening anyway. Watch the phone lines ring. I'm listening. Good for you. Good for you. I don't know. I don't want her to go. That's why I'm doing this. I don't want her to go.
Yeah, we're stalling.
We are really stalling for time. We're hoping that somebody comes running in this door out here with a big fat check and says, let her roll.
Did you think she would have this long of a run?
Yes. I did. I thought this place would be here until Jesus returns. I really did. I really did. What is this in my ear? I keep hearing like a Full Metal Jacket in my ear. It's like the choppers going off in my ear. What's going on here?
Hold on.
Is that the... That's what it is. Oh, okay. If I'd have known that, I'd have quit this business years ago. Yes, I thought she'd be here. I thought she'd be here forever. You can't take away a public service like this. And this is the public service. It's a public interest. You can't do that. Anybody else? You young ones, you want to ask a question of the old man?
I think I've gotten everything answered that I've ever wanted to know about this place.
Really?
Oddly enough, yes.
I got stories. I can tell you off the air. With those things off too. No. I mentioned his name earlier. I'll mention it again. A very good friend of mine, one of the people that trained me out here. I want to thank them. Chris Wonderly, who used to work out here many years ago, trained me. She married Jason Chansey, who also worked out here. Chris trained me. John Marler trained me to work out here, although I pretty much trained myself. Oh, there's the phone. Someone answer it. Maybe it's a question. I feel like Jim White, the big bumper. Question or comment, please.
Long-time listener, first-time caller, perhaps.
Yes. Yes, or better still, I like it. Long-time caller, first-time listener.
That's right.
Yeah, I like it that way. You know what blew my mind a few years ago when I met people like Ian and Eric Lambert, and now I've met Colin today for the first time face-to-face, is to hear these guys say how much they listen to this place. I thought no one under the age of 50 listened to this place when I worked here, except my brothers. Yeah.
But what you were saying about the station, I mean,
Yeah.
being local and
Local.
That's the one thing this station has maintained. A lot of your other stations have gone, fully automated. You're getting, just generic information and stuff.
It was that way when John Cressman interviewed me when I announced that I was leaving here in the summer of '98. I made a big deal out of that This place is still live. It's still local. We have real people working here. People who know the community, and I know Gene made a big deal out of that too. And I never knew that until just a while back, that he always made a big deal about how the people who work here know the community, they live here, they work here, they play here, they know people who know people. And wherever we went, there was always one person that said that they listen. And it always surprised me because I thought everybody listened to the big boys down in the big towns or up in St. Louis. And I found out that's not the case. And we can't thank you enough for that at home. Is that the cops?
Are they coming to shut us off?
I think they're coming to shut us down. They're coming to take us away.
That was Bill Phillips calling in.
Bill Phillips.
Yes.
What did Bill want to know? Just to
What
say
did you
hello?
Travis? Just to say hello.
Thank you. How many, what do we have over here?
Shout out, Bill Phillips just called.
Okay.
And he used to call when
Yeah.
you worked out here.
Yeah.
And he wanted to just thank everyone. He said he's got every radio in his house on to WDQN.
Wow. Open the windows. Let everyone hear. We have about, oh, look, the phones are ringing off that we're not dead yet. Where this is great. 28 over here. What do we have over here? By the way, when I was about 19 years old, I used to dream of doing stuff like this. Huh?
We're at 100.
We're at 100 on the WDQN page?
Yes,
Say it isn't so.
it is so.
I am not
Oh,
charging
wow.
here. So I've got 10% battery left on this one.
Oh, my. Well, who else? There were some other people who wrote some things over here on the WDQN thing. I was looking at the
We
live
haven't
stream
mentioned Randy
earlier.
Smith.
Randy Smith has said hello?
No, that was a mention of his program.
Randy's Monday Night Oldies show was an institution on this radio station. I would fill in for, I was Randy's #1 fill-in guy for a while. And people would call in and they'd say, where's Randy? And I'd say, he's taking the night off. I'm filling in for him. We're still playing the oldies. You're not Randy. Slam.
And they would turn the radio off.
Turn the radio off. Slam the phone. You're not Randy.
Carrie Haggard, still listening. Keep going. She loves it. And Laura,
If we never cut
Let's
power,
go.
do
What's
we
the
actually
phone
have
number?
to go off? 542-3894.
announce the phone number. They want to
542 3894.
542-3894.
3894 is the number. And oh man, this is great.
From South Carolina.
We'll never forget the number, you know.
We'll never that number is burned in my head.
Are we streaming, Colin?
We should be.
We are.
We should
Sorry, I
be-
keep hearing the choppers coming in to take me away, so I have to flip the mic switch off from time to
Not
time.
doing this all
We have any contact cleaner out here?
We'd like to talk about gospel sing
Yes.
Yes, you can talk about gospel
This guy
sing
can talk
time.
about it a lot more than
We'll both talk
You
about
you
it.
want to talk about gospel sing
Yes.
time, and then I'll sit here and inflate my ego some more.
Dave, I got to say something else.
Go ahead,
that
say it.